What's going on, folks? Hope you're having a wonderful night or day. Hope you had a great holiday. We've got some more Chrono Odyssey news. We just recently got another developer update, number 3. It starts off by stating that as we enter the holiday season, they wanted to take a moment to express their heartfelt thanks to everyone who stayed with them, supported them, and continued to believe in Chrono Odyssey. Our enthusiasm and dedication has been a true gift to their team, inspiring them to move forward and push to even greater heights. They state that when they look back at the closed beta test held in June, it offered meaningful insights into both their progress and the challenges ahead. The test yielded an incredible amount of feedback with many positive impressions as well as valuable critiques that help pinpoint where they truly need to grow. Since then, the team has been working tirelessly to make fundamental improvements across multiple core areas of the game. These changes require time, but they are essential to building the quality they envision for Chrono Odyssey. They said to please note that all the features and systems mentioned here are still a work in progress and further adjustments will continue. They start talking about what they're working on, starting off with lighting. One of the most significant updates is the new lighting system, which offers far greater freedom and control when shaping the mood of each area. Some areas now appear cleaner, while others lean into a darker, more atmospheric tone that fits the cosmic horror of Chrono Odyssey. They then have a video showcase of it right below, and it looks like they've made a massive improvement. A lot of the textures that I'm seeing, especially in this scene in particular, look much crisper, and it looks more realistic than what we saw in the previous testing phase. I also noticed that they added more NPCs in certain areas, so I'm very curious if they're going to be adding more livelihood to certain parts of the map. I'll always be an advocate to see NPCs running around doing their own daily routine. Another thing, of course, is seeing more dynamic events. I'm hopeful that they'll start to employ more and more of those, specifically ones out in the open world where we as players might see NPCs fighting each other, like a bunch of them, and then we can jump in to help out on either side. They also provided a description stating that clouds now react more naturally to sunlight, the new wind system is simpler and easier to work with, and fog is fully integrated into the environment for a more cohesive and immersive visual experience. Altogether, these improvements create richer and more realistic visuals while maintaining stable overall performance. Following additional polishing, they're going to share a closer look through a dedicated video at a later date. They also talk about rendering optimization and provide a picture for us to go along with it. The rendering improvements address several visual inconsistencies and help surfaces and materials appear more natural. Character rendering, including equipment and hair, has also been optimized. These changes reduce GPU load and improve performance without compromising the game's overall visual quality. And the video they're showcasing along with this is the one that I covered in the past video. It's a 40-second snippet that they had on their Twitter to showcase some of the rendering changes. They also show off monster hitbox precision improvements. They've made adjustments to monster attack hitboxes so they more accurately align with what the player sees on screen. For the 1000-fold piercer, attacks that previously registered as hits outside of their visual effects, they've been corrected. Attacks that once relied on a single hitbox have been updated to use multiple hitboxes that better follow the animation, making dodge timing clearer and more reliable. For the Optio Brute, which is another monster they're showcasing on screen, AoE attacks now deal exactly where their visual effects appear. Its attacks have been reworked with multiple hitboxes, reducing confusion and making enemy attack patterns easier to read and react on during combat. This was something I didn't actually notice was a problem during the test. I do remember fighting both of these bosses, but I don't remember, especially on the Brute, seeing this happening too often. But it's an awesome improvement to see nonetheless. They also show off their lock-on camera angle improvements, which I have to say has been my favorite part so far, specifically in this part of the scene right here. This looks incredibly well polished, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this will look in the game. I think this is going to be a massive improvement in boss fights that everybody's going to love. They say that the lock-on mechanism has been refined to improve visibility and mitigate instances where camera angles could feel obstructive or visually off-putting during combat. Previously, targeting enemies with a higher lock-on socket position would result in an awkward, low-angle upward tilt. The overall camera angle has now been raised, better adapting to the distance between the player and the designated target. These changes keep enemies within the frame more consistently to improve the target readability and combat clarity. In addition to the changes outlined above, they also completed several optimization improvements that may be less noticeable at a glance but contribute to overall performance stability. They removed unnecessary static mesh, which is related to the 3D modeling, and material rendering passes, as well as redundant calculations, reduced shader calls per frame by approximately 40%. They also cleaned up unused materials, textures, and resource references. In tandem, they also refined environment and landscape streaming logic to reduce unnecessary load and unload events and to stabilize memory usage during streaming. As a result of those optimizations, GPU usage fluctuations during long play sessions have been reduced, leading to more stable overall frame performance. They're also in the final stages of polishing some improvements related to combat, quality of life changes, and other visual improvements which they look forward to sharing in more detail in the upcoming developer notes. In conclusion, all of these updates reflect steady, ongoing progress towards refining the overall experience. While there is still work ahead of them, each improvement brings the game closer to the standard they're aiming for. They deeply appreciate everyone who continues to support and wait for their dream game to come to life. Our feedback and patience remain invaluable to them as they move forward. They'll keep us up to date with more progress in the coming months, but in the meantime, they don't want us to forget to check out the Chrono Odyssey official X and Discord for plenty of mini updates and behind the scenes content. And this does fit because one of the next videos I'm going to be making is going to talk about the combat system. But for now, we're going to leave it there. Thank you guys so much for listening. Hope you have a great rest of your day and a wonderful new year. Have a good one, folks.